to economically screw over another country, there are things the screwed over country is supposed to be able to do in response to protect its interests. And here, with what the Obama administration is doing, we have the #1 largest economy in the world, us, getting juked over and over and over again by the world's #2 economy, which is them, which is China. The #2 economy in the world is now forcing a Jeep to be the same price as a Bentley. And so the Obama administration is hitting back. The Obama administration has been taking official action on this kind of thing at twice the rate of the George W. Bush administration. In response, the Republican campaign against Mr. Obama this year has declared that he is China's doormat. Despite the Obama administration being confrontational toward China in a way that no modern administration has ever been, Mitt Romney is calling them a doormat. He likes to make a big deal out of saying that he, as president, would be even more confrontational. Mr. Romney wrote an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal saying that on his first day as President Romney, he would take aggressive action against the second largest economy in the world, so aggressive that he was criticized on the left and the right for threatening to start an all-out trade war between the two biggest economies on Earth. When questioned about that, his response was essentially, yeah, so what? The Wall Street Journal, which published Mr. Romney's op-ed, has lambasted his China plans as a blunder. At Foreign Policy magazine, it was described as Mr. Romney's Hulk policy, Romney smash China. But for all Mr. Romney's chest pounding and turning green and shedding his fancy shirts with suddenly uncontrollable biceps, when it comes to making real decisions about countries cheating in the marketplace and confronting them about that, Mr. Romney has not been all that big on real confrontation in the real world. In his book, No Apology, Mr. Romney said President Bush's decision to stand up for the U.S. steel industry against China had, quote, done more harm than good. He called President Obama's defense of American tire companies, quote, decidedly bad for the nation. So this is a test. This is an administration that, even if you like what they have done, has been not that great at chest thumping, right? Rightly or wrongly, it's just stylistically true about this White House that they have a hard time getting political credit for things that could and should give them political capital. Everything from killing bin Laden to historic comprehensive health reform, like I was just talking about with E.J. Dionne. The Obama administration has a string of policy accomplishments which, for whatever the reason, they don't get bragging rights for. And now that President Obama's opponent is going for all the bragging rights he can get on this issue of trade in the second largest economy on Earth, he's barking as loud as he can, regardless of whether or not he has any bite here. He barks about how tough he is, how confrontational he's going to be, though he's not really in favor of it when people actually do confront. He barks about growing American jobs, though he invested in companies that specialized in sending American jobs to the land where a Jeep costed the same as a Bentley. He barks about our nation's day of shame for helping a blind dissident reach the safety of America after that dissident crawled away in the night from constant house surveillance and state surveillance. House arrest and state surveillance when as of December, Mr. Romney himself became an investor in the largest supplier of domestic surveillance equipment to China, to the country the dissident was fleeing. Our relationship as the world's #1 economy with the world's #2 economy is not the sort of thing that gets a lot of attention inside the Beltway for its partisanship points, right? But out in the Rust Belt, in Ohio and in Pennsylvania and in Michigan, in the places where this presidential election could be decided, this is an issue that really matters. This is an applause line issue. And so this is a test about whether a president who's sometimes not all that great about barking can get somewhere with his bite. Whether he can somehow turn his relatively quiet but aggressive policy into something for which he reaps political reward.